This is the Kutupalong refugee camp, one of the largest refugee camps in the world. Bangladesh has been hosting the Rohingya refugees since the early 90s. There have been waves of displacement, but the latest being 2017. According to UNHCR, there are approximately 884,000 refugees in Bangladesh right now, but local experts say it's well over 1 million people. The Rohingyas have been persecuted for decades, but the worst happened on the 25th of August 2017.
Hundreds of thousands have left their homes in Myanmar.
Myanmar's army is systematically targeting the country's minority Rohingya population.
They are known as the most persecuted minority in the world.
The Myanmar army swept through villages, burning down houses and taking innocent lives. At least 6,700 Rohingyas were killed, according to MSF, and 288 villages were partially or completely destroyed by fire in the northern Rakhine state, according to Human Rights Watch. The fortunate ones managed to run for their lives and cross the border into Bangladesh. Okay, let's stop for a moment. I want you to listen carefully as I paint you a picture. Imagine you're at home, the place you're most comfortable at. But now, there are hundreds of armed military men marching through your neighborhood, lighting up houses and shooting innocent people. You do not have guns, you do not have the power to stop them. What would you do? You see, it's very easy for us to say things against the mass settlement of the Rohingyas, if we just see this as a migration as opposed to fleeing from ethnic cleansing. I visited the camps in September of 2019 as part of a field team for UNFS, an organization working with local NGOs in Cox's Bazar. It was interesting to see how hundreds of thousands of people were packed into the region. You'll see small huts with up to 10 people living together. From what I've seen, they were getting enough food thanks to the Bangladesh government, local and international NGOs all working together. Some NGOs have even built small bridges and roads with the help of volunteering Rohingyas. During the time of the visit, the children had access to education up to the age of 9. But since January of 2020, the Bangladesh government has allowed education up to the age of 14, after which they will receive skill training. We conducted several workshops separately for men and women to talk to them about menstrual hygiene, birth control, and general life in the camp. When we asked the men about their thoughts on birth control, they said it's a sin and it must be avoided at all costs. But the women, they had completely different answers. They wanted to use contraceptive solutions, but their husbands were against it. While talking to the women, it was pretty clear that they do not have much of a say in the house. Domestic abuse is quite prevalent, and they even said it's quite normal for husbands to do it. But despite all this, the refugees now have a roof over their heads. They have food, but more importantly, they are not living in fear of genocide. We asked some of them if they wanted to go back to Myanmar, and this is what they said. But is this really sustainable? How long will they be termed as refugees? As of June 2020, despite international pressure, the Myanmar government has not taken any steps towards accepting the Rohingyas back. How long can Bangladesh host the refugees? Being an overpopulated country where 1 in 5 people live below the poverty line, is it really possible to integrate over 1 million refugees into society? Will Myanmar ever accept them back? While no steps are taken in the forward direction, the Rohingyas remain stateless, with no hope for a better future.